forbidden fields and empty meadows, I wild and wander to pierce the seal and loose the shadow that pulls me under places that should not be disturbed. All that I would cast away, watching dying fall from myself or from another. Stray the spirit of its color, leading into gray, crumble to the ground, a titan coming down. Cycle begins to atone, I will bear the crown. Twins of the curse on the brow, pull the future down. Giants heading here from the grave of eternity, piercing the world to escape from a destiny. What have I become? All that I would cast away, watching dying fall from myself or from another. Trade the spirit of its color, bleeding into gray, crumble to the ground, a titan coming down. All that I would cast away, watching dying fall in a choking fog, I smother. Trade the spirit of its color, leading into gray, crumble to the ground, a titan coming down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Final Show. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've just got a few pre-show notes for you. First of all, I want to let everybody know that our addresses have changed. Our Twitch channel has changed from Senstaku to twitch.tv/FinalShowFilms, and our YouTube channel has also changed to youtube.com/FinalShowFilms. Next, we want to thank our $20 tier supporters on Patreon, which is patreon.com/FFilms, by the way, if you want to go throw a couple bucks our way. That's going to be Cat Waterflame, Antitonic, Samantha Bates, and Maureen Monty. Thank you guys for that. Also, our website is in the process of getting updated, so go take a look at finalshowfilms.com. We've got Mara and Jeremy are working on updating all of our stuff there, making it look nice and like a modern website, and frankly, they know what they're doing far better than I or Austin ever did. So if you want to check out the things that are changing over there, you go do that. Follow us on Twitter at Final Show Films for updates for all future things, including things that are going on with our website and going on with the Patreon page, and things that are going on live as we stream them, as well as our podcasts and everything else. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day. And we're live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Terminus Tendency. I am William, and I am your storyteller for this New World of Darkness Hunter the Vigil Chronicle. And joining me today, we have Jack.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jack. I'm playing Eamon Mulcahy, Malleus Maleficarum, and one of the two Irish murder hobos.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing Nina Sky, Union Satanist rock star who's very upset at the moment.
And John.
I am John. I was playing Sean Mulcahy, part of Malleus Maleficarum. I am now playing Zero Albright of the Chiron group.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm going to also acknowledge that there's some booth dissonance, I believe, probably.
Yes.
And I am playing Drew of the Lucifuge.
And Holly.
I'm Holly. I'm playing Astrid Ashwin of Knights of St. Adrian.
And Craig.
I'm Craig. I'm playing Paul Phillips of the Aegis Kaidoru, who is very confused at the moment.
And before we rejoin our party that has just knocked out one of its own, we step forward to a dark room at an undisclosed location as a gentleman continues to give his report. And just like that, it took barely a glimpse of the mad world that the changelings like to hide in for things to start falling apart. And hadn't even quite solved the problem they'd been asked to assist with. But things would have to get a little bit shaken up. An encounter like that doesn't exactly end with everyone continuing on as they were. Things can't exactly stay the same after something like that. And, well, to say the very least, at least one of the Mulcahy's needed to take a long break. It's a little bit difficult to keep doing your job as effectively as possible when you've been compromised like that. Now with that, we rejoin the group as it is outside of a door to the hedge that is currently shut, with an unconscious Sean and a still faintly sparking and coming down from a magical rush, Colleen.
Shite. Right, well, who's got handcuffs or duct tape or some sort of, I don't fucking...
I've got rope. She'll hand some to him.
Fucking help me tie him up.
All right.
I'm checking on Colleen. How does she seem like she's doing? I know I was offering support.
Yeah. She's coming down.
Okay. Yeah.
Her hair is still vaguely fluttering in a wind that isn't actually there, and her tattoos are still faintly glowing.
I checked my cell phone. I assume it is not working yet.
Yeah, you don't have a connection to your hound yet.
Cell phone.
Oh, to your cell phone? Yeah, your cell phone is not working yet.
Okay.
How far are we from the...
I checked my dog. It's like a phone. Sorry, go ahead.
No, how far are we from the van?
Probably down a flight of stairs, out the door, and across the parking lot.
Okay. Eamon, is the van locked?
Yeah, always. There's shite in there.
Well, I've got my go bag. I've got zip ties, if that's helpful.
Right, well, yeah, if you can run grab those, and if we get him trussed up enough, maybe we'll meet you down there, or maybe you'll get back up here first.
Okay. I'm going to look over at Drew and Colleen, and I guess just register that Drew has the situation under control with Colleen, or at least is there offering some support, and then run downstairs and run to the van to grab my bag and come back.
Astrid, we're going to have to get him out of here.
Okay. Whatever you need.
We might not be back.
I understand. What happened? Because I missed half of this. I just heard gunshots.
Hey, I was talking with Nina, and he comes out and he's raving about her being a witch, which she's obviously not. And then he starts waving guns in people's faces, plugs me in the shoulder, for Christ's sake. I don't. I'm gonna have to get him. I'm gonna have to get him out of the country. Honestly, if he's been compromised like this, if it's magical or something, we're gonna have to get him back to the Vatican so they can figure out what's what.
We can't have him in the group shooting at people. It's
No
not
shite.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look.
Throwing unloaded shotguns is significantly different from actually shooting your siblings. No offense, Astrid, you thought your brother was an evil vampire. That's different.
Yeah. And I didn't actually shoot him. I was prepared to if I needed to.
Yeah, and that is a legitimate situation that isn't the same as
Look, I'll call
there's
Nina.
also a
I'll
magic
see if
door
I can
that's
get.
not working.
Fuck.
Is Nina gone? Is she still
No,
outside
where's-
getting on her bike?
Where's
No,
Nina?
Nina is assuming that the bike is non-functional, which I'm assuming.
Yeah.
The bike is there and Nina is not.
Okay, I'm then as I'm running out, Paul's gonna text. And
Your phone's not
apologize.
working.
Oh, phone's not working.
All technology for like
I feel
4
like
blocks has
Jeremy's
been shut
laughing
down.
at us like this is what it was like to play World of Darkness in the era before everyone had a cell phone.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
It was a thing.
I think Paul gets outside, checks the phone, sort of sighs, and looks around. How long has it been since Nina left at this point?
Probably about a minute.
All right. And I think just kind of experimentally, Paul will just yell, Nina! It's Paul! He's out!
There is no response.
Yeah, I figured, and then he kind of sighs, checks the phone again, and then we'll go and get his bag.
It's probably as you're returning with the bag, and as they're sort of like trying to get Sean sort of trussed up and ready to carry out, is when Colleen kind of takes several deep breaths, and you can see the tattoos on her arm kind of fade back to just black lines on her arm, and her hair finally settles down, and she's kind of he just kind of takes a deep breath.
Can we assume that we have Sean tied up by now then?
Probably.
Okay.
Once we have Sean tied up, Astrid's going to go looking for Nina.
At this point, it's been a couple of minutes, and so you head out, and she's had a few minutes of walking to get somewhere. I mean, if she took off at a sprint, she could be even further.
I assume we didn't turn on Find My Friends as part of our group chat.
Unless assuming your technology.
On our non-functional cell phones.
It wouldn't matter if you had, because their cell phones busted.
Still mostly just focusing on the Colleen part of the situation, which is comprehensible. We should give her some space. She's probably wants some distant safety. Once things are working again, maybe we can do a conference call.
I understand that, but knowing Nina, if one of us doesn't find her now, we may never see her again.
We know where she lives, Colleen says, for the first time actually saying something.
That doesn't mean she'll let us in.
She'll let
Try
Colleen
and
in.
fucking stop me.
Yeah, that part, but also she'll let Colleen in.
True.
But I'm just suggesting from I don't, people, but maybe after that gesture sort of in the direction of the Mulcahys, she would want to negotiate things from some distance for her own comfort and safety.
You're absolutely not wrong.
Yeah.
We also have Astrid, you live here.
Yes.
How frequently does power outages that also impact cell phones, are the cops going to come?
I don't know.
There was also a very loud shotgun report.
Yeah, I think the
World
cops
of
come
Darkness,
because
that's
of
called
the.
Thursday.
Yeah.
How
Power outage, power brownouts, and gunshots.
Power brownouts and gunshots, yes. Power brownouts, those gunshots, and other forms of technology that are not electronic stopping working.
Yeah.
Also, just
I mean,
because
I
gunshots
think
happen doesn't mean cops don't get called. In fact, cops get called faster.
I think the big thing would be the gunshots. But yes, everything together, cops are going to get called. I'm sure they've been called.
Okay, Christ. All right. Well, let's get out. Let's
Can
get
you
these
two
out.
help move the? We can't get in or out of the Magic Fairyland stuff right now. So move
right.
the bookshelf back into place.
My
I'm
brother's
sorry,
still in there, isn't he?
Yeah, sorry. Yes, hang on. And she
Oh,
kind of
okay. You can open that. That
Yeah,
would also.
she kind
That'd
of
be great.
she waves a hand in front of her, kind of covering her face for a second, and the lights begin to come back on. And then she turns around and sort of looks at the door and just kind of brings her hands up in front of her and sort of forms like the like sort of a almost like a doorway sort of a frame in her hands, and just kind of stretches it wider, and the door to the hedge slides open again, revealing Shakes on the other side with her hand up in the air like she was just about to try and open the door. And then it just opened on her.
Good work.
Well then, hi, Shake says as the door opens and to reveal everyone else, including an unconscious Sean being carried out down the stairs.
Cool question. How frequently does magic, your realm, cause paranoid delusions?
That is a possibility when people deal with significant trauma like changelings do, but I honestly don't know of many non-changelings experiencing the hedge, so I couldn't tell you.
That is fair.
Because we've had
Whether
a
or
fucking
not
afternoon out here.
responsibility of the hedge, we have some paranoid delusions to deal with. And also gunshots.
I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Would it for the
Caught the main part of the blast.
for the rest of us, would it be better perhaps to get back into the hedge and not be here when the authorities show up? Or should we regroup?
I mean, if the
before we
door's
join?
shut, there's no way anyone who's not familiar is going to find their way in.
Right.
I'm gonna check my phone, see if it's working now.
Yeah.
All right.
Shakes,
will-
Go ahead.
I will sort of text Nina. We may be going back into no cell service. We'll try and call at some point. Understand you may want some distance. And all of that is like typed out with proper capitalization and punctuation.
Okay.
Does Nina respond with K?
No, Nina does not
Okay.
respond.
Okay.
I don't mention that I'm doing that.
Okay. No, I just was curious what Jeremy whether that was a response or not.
All right, so you lot are all going back inside. Paul, well, you'll be hearing from me, at least at some point, to swap fangs, I guess.
Paul looks over at Eamon and then walks over to him and says, I hope to Christ it's not that long before we're hearing from you again. You sure you're going to be all right by yourself?
I've gotten myself and my brother out of worse scrapes than this. I'm going to get him to the other side of the pond and then we'll figure shite out.
Paul
Colleen?
nods. Go ahead.
Colleen.
Yeah.
And he flips out the Winchester pistol with the AP rounds in it and the kukri. Lady's choice.
She kind of looks at both of them for a second and just kind of, you know, I hate to separate you from your knives. And she grabs the pistol.
Keep your armor tight. Keep your eyes open, love.
Paul goes in for a hug.
Jack, did you mean the Winchester carbine?
No, he has a pistol that he had picked up and gotten some AP rounds for.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Winchester
No,
doesn't make
the
pistols.
carbine is down in the van.
Yeah, it's because Winchester doesn't make pistols, so I was confused.
Yeah. Whichever model it was. Sorry it had to end like this, everybody.
Paul opens up his arms for a hug. Doesn't say anything, just...
All right, you manky Brit, get in there.
I will pound you on the back a couple times.
Yep.
And pull away and say, look after him. And let us know what happened if you can figure it out. But I know he's in good hands. Just make sure you are too.
Watch out for we currently have interested yeah.
Oh, I.
You
If we don't hear from you in 48 hours, I'm going to think you're dead and go after your brother.
You'll hear from me. Take care of your own brother. All right, Astrid?
I will.
And you know.
Who's right here and very confused, Archer says as he steps out of the hedge.
I'll explain it in a minute.
Well, wish I'd had a chance to get to know you better, but I guess
Can
this
I
is
have
where
the safe house keys?
he'll dig in Sean's pockets, toss him over to Drew.
See, I'm a little afraid that you getting to know me better involves a stake.
Well, only for you. The rest of them, you know. And he kind of blinks because he had been specifically addressing that comment to Astrid.
You said it right after he said something, so
right, yep.
Also, maybe Asher's just one of those people who assumes everything is directed to him.
He is a Toreador, so
you know. Okay, go ahead. Great, well. Colleen, take care of this band of miscreants, all right? And I'll see what I can do to get Nina back in touch with you.
Cheers. And really, I mean it. Take care of yourself.
Stay safe.
And he throws Sean over his shoulders, kind of like if he was putting on a backpack, almost. And gives you guys a little bit of a grin and just wanders downstairs.
There's the sound of the van starting up,
Mm-hmm.
and it pulls out of the parking lot.
And he's dialing Nina at this point, if his phone's working again.
Yep.
Ring, ring.
Paul will text Nina as well, just saying what he yelled before. So
Nina has, for William's benefit at this point, has basically, once she got out of view of everybody, took off running until she could find somewhere with a cabbie, a bus ride, something that was working.
Mhm.
As soon as she sees her phone is on, or is functioning again, she turns it off because that's how you track people.
Mhm.
And she is heading home.
Makes sense.
It will not be turned back on until she gets home, where she's relatively safe.
Mm-hmm. So your phone goes immediately to voicemail, as if the phone that is trying to call is off.
Nina? Fuck. Look, whenever you get this, love, I'm taking my brother back across the Atlantic. Don't know what's gotten into him, and it's not safe for him to be around anybody at this point, I don't think. Understand, they're going to need you. You and Astrid are the only ones that really know the local area that much, and you're the ones that can keep this thing pointed the right direction. So Sean's out of the picture, and I know the others sometimes get their heads up their arses, but look, you're good at what you do, and they're going to need your help. Fuck, the whole city's going to need your help. So whatever magic's got a hold of my brother's mind, don't let that be what puts you on the back foot. I'll be ditching this number, but I'll make sure and keep all y'all's, and maybe in a month or two time get back in touch, but don't expect to hear much from me before then. Click.
And with that, the Mulcahys drive off towards the airport.
At some point within the next 48 hours, Astrid will get at least a text saying, hey, we're on our way out. Everything's fine. Nobody's dead. That sort of thing.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, that would have made it for an interesting side quest.
Right. But within about a week, anybody trying to get back in touch with Eamon on that phone number won't be able to.
Mm-hmm. But for now, we have something else to deal with.
So does that mean he ignores Paul's LinkedIn request?
If it's sent to that number, yeah.
I mean,
Paul,
I
if
feel
Paul
like
can find him on LinkedIn, I mean, he'll probably accept it at that point.
Can you even send LinkedIn requests to a phone number?
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like
you can.
I feel like the reason you don't accept the LinkedIn request is because it's from fucking LinkedIn.
I feel like it's also like, actually, no, the hitman and the professional thief probably have some LinkedIn connections that would be useful.
Probably.
LinkedIn is used by many people in the executive business world. I know because they all constantly try to add me on LinkedIn.
See, I just get bots that have like names that are vaguely similar to people I know on Facebook.
No, I get like the owner of my company and all the people that he knows on LinkedIn and like
Yeah.
So, in the aftermath of that, the rest of you are left standing outside the door back into the hollow.
Right. So we are not equipped to track something through or someone through the exterior part of the head. Really.
We're half a party right now. We're no good.
How much of a time constraint do we have on this, Shakes?
I mean, I'd like to get people back alive, and every second that passes is a second that becomes less likely, but I understand you guys being under strength right now.
how's this? We take a day to see if we can refuel our numbers or at least reach Nina. You can, if you feel able to, take the time to reach out, either if you know someone who might know what non-changelings and hedge interaction ends up being, or somewhere that someone escaping from this location might have gone. See if there's anything you can get that way. We'll both still be working towards it. I have not the same kind of, but I can probably do some best myself.
Yeah, I'll do some research.
It's appreciated. We're not going to Nina's place, but GM, if I am overstepping what characters leaving, having spent dots in something,
You
allows,
still have still
Okay.
have access to the gas station. Yes.
I've got a fairly secure safe house in the city at this point.
Guys, I live here and you guys can stay with me.
That would also work.
We don't have to like actually leave this area.
And just now, I'm really glad the Mulcahys are gone, because that would have turned into a measuring contest of how many guns each of you had at your safe house.
I mean, I probably would have won, but
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh.
but if you guys want to stay here, you are more than welcome to.
Okay.
Not specifically here. 2 doors down.
Yeah. In the morning, there might be a vampire in the closet, so like, don't open the closet. But beyond that,
I think that makes the most sense.
Jokes this character can't make.
Actually, Archer says I should probably go see if Alexander's got any input on this. So I'll probably dip out for the night and come back maybe tomorrow night.
okay. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Paul will lean over to Astrid and say, quietly, just want to make sure you're all right with Shakes knowing exactly where you live.
I don't have a problem with Shakes.
All right. And then we'll raise his voice and say 2 Shakes. So as it sounds as though you may be aware, we have an option to stay right here in the area while we wait to see at least if one of our number can rejoin us. So you know how to track us down if anything else comes up in the meantime, yes?
Yeah, sure. I guess I got some work to do.
If it would help, I can leave my dog here, who can psychically alert me if anything comes through.
My first bit of research is going to be in the immediate area of the hollow and the hedge. That probably won't be necessary.
All right. Sure. Fair enough.
It's apparently extremely dangerous for us in there. I'm assuming it's not the same for you.
Oh, it's dangerous, but it's our home turf. We know how to handle it.
All right.
Colleen, want to go get some food? Order something in?
Yes, I do. I really, really do.
Okay, what are we getting? Let's open at Jack's phone.
Like 11 at night.
Let's open at like 11.
Well, we're about half an hour past Burger King closing, so
There's a Walmart across the street, guys. There's food there.
That works.
Okay.
So you guys go and get
Head
food.
to Walmart.
Yeah.
Wait,
Now I'm
does
really curious
Walmart
what everyone
actually
gets at
have
Walmart.
food?
Yes.
It's got like a grocery store section.
Yeah, Walmart has a grocery section.
Oh,
Well,
okay, fair enough.
Technically, Walmart super centers, which are most Walmarts, have grocery sections.
Fun story. I've never actually been in a Walmart.
Neat.
It's like a Target where they don't organize things, so they've fallen off the shelves.
It's like a Target without my understanding is it's a Target without the proper staffing or any remote sense of
No,
morale.
it's a Target with the same.
It's the Fallout version of Target.
It's a Target with
This week's episode brought to you by Target.
It's a Target with the same level of staffing, but twice the floor space.
And none of the training. But Jeremy, from a Portland perspective, it is the only place where the customer service people aren't nice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not the
That
only place
makes
down here.
Fucking sense.
Yeah, no, this is as far as I can tell, like a unique unicorn keep Portland weird thing. Like largely the customer service employees are like nice to you if you aren't mean to them.
If Jack told William that he wanted his character at 11 o'clock at night in a Walmart, I will laugh.
I did not specifically request that.
Yeah,
We could make it
but
work.
we're going to Walmart.
Yeah.
Um,
So the group of you head to Walmart and presumably acquire food.
Yep.
Maybe also some alcohol.
Yeah, massive amount of alcohol, at least on Astrid's part.
Hope it's not a Sunday.
See, that's the other thing that's weird to me. You can't buy alcohol beyond like beer or some wines in anything but a liquor store in Portland.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
yeah, I
only
mean, like
beer.
7-Elevens and stuff have like the alcohol section,
Yeah,
but
but it's like beer and like juice wine.
Right,
It
you're not
is
getting
what I call
gin or vodka or anything
You know,
like
it is only beer and wine.
It's
at
beer,
Walmart.
wine, and cider.
Beer, wine, cider, and occasionally malt liquor.
correction, Trader Joe's.
I have no idea. I've never been in it.
It has a liquor store part of it.
Trader Joe's does. That's fucking amazing.
Oh yeah,
Or at
Trader,
least the
Trader
one near
Joe's.
me does has
Trader Joe's goes all out on the alcohol options. For
Yeah,
you.
That's
as I understand it, real alcohol for people that care about it, which is cool.
It's a county by county thing.
Yeah.
Out here in
It's,
Maryland.
and Portland has a weird amount of hoops to its liquor licenses.
Anyways,
Yes.
Moving on.
Anyways,
as long as it's not Sunday, they get drinks.
It's World of Darkness. We can buy alcohol.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like the true World of Darkness experience is you go to buy alcohol on a Sunday in the South and can't. Because
No,
it's
you can buy
illegal.
alcohol after like noon on a Sunday or 1 o'clock, something like that.
Yeah, it's until church lets out.
Wow.
Not
All right.
Salt Lake.
but why would you keep this? Why would you keep the stores open when there's no church? This is the South. Why?
You
Where
don't
else would
open your stores
anybody?
when people are in church
Jeremy,
thinking
you,
how church works.
yeah, you keep the stores open when they're not in church because when church is open, they're in church, not at the store buying
that's
things.
my understanding of how
I
religion.
misunderstood. I misunderstood.
Sorry, moving on.
Yeah, you can buy alcohol after 1 because that's when the sessions end.
Anyways,
Okay, got it.
So, you guys get food and alcohol,
Fun diversion.
and you meet back at Astrid's apartment, townhouse. Actually,
Townhouse.
They're townhouses. And it's. I feel like it's the townhouse that you used to live in, Astrid, Holly.
It's cool. I answered many names.
Yeah. I
yeah.
answered all of my character names too.
Probably because like that's the one I'm picturing because that's the layout that I know. So
Yeah.
Answer to aren't my character. I have difficulty pronouncing since taco.
Sans tacos.
That's not my name. That's not my name.
I'm glad I killed Jeremy with that.
Pull out and do some research.
That's not a William original. That's an Austin original. Just so you're aware.
Yeah. What are you researching?
Hedge, so specifically, given what happened to other people, I want to know whether or not it is safe, or if there's anything we can do from a hunter perspective to traverse the hedge if we're going to try and track something or someone through it.
Roll me an intelligence and investigation.
Okay.
Are you doing this in private, or are you?
I mean, I've been pretty open that this is what I am researching.
Okay. Paul will say, "Could you use an extra set of eyes?" Or
extra eye.
Ha. Yeah,
extra half set.
Cumulative eye between us.
Well, in the land of the blind and so on. No, but jokes aside, I hate being idle. I'd like to help out if I could.
Sure.
Do I get any bonuses for the magic person who knows about fairies helping me?
You will get with Craig's help. You can add an extra. What's your intelligence dots, Craig?
I should be in Roll20, and I am not. I think it's 3, but I can
check right now.
And I'll spend a willpower on this because, I need to make the dice pool big enough that the complete failure is hilarious.
Yeah, you can get an extra 3 dots for Paul's intelligence.
I think you would be getting less if it was Craig's intelligence. I think Paul is smarter than I am.
All right, 6 plus 6, 3 successes on 12 dice.
13 dice.
13 dice.
Yep. So with 3 successes, from what you can gather from the resources you can pull up as quickly as possible, and from what you can dredge from your memories, your estimation, and the hedge is a tricky topic because not many hunter societies know anything about the hedge. They know that changelings occasionally seem to disappear into a different dimension, but they don't know basically anything. They don't know thing one about what that dimension is. But from what you can gather, you suspect that it might just be an acclimatization thing where it's your minds have not experienced anything quite so surreal. And outside of someone who's got a lot of experience with out-of-body experiences, or with the sort of the traveling, the sort of insane and sort of unnatural seeming places, and those who have experience with sort of the mind-bending archaeology of Fey construct, outside of people who have experience with that kind of thing, it's probably a matter of introduce yourself slowly until you can acclimatize, and just be cautious and be aware that almost nothing will ever be as it seems. It's probably mostly just going to be a matter of take it slow.
Cool.
Until you can adjust.
In that case,
another reason to fall behind on time, eh?
If it's been a few hours, I'll text Nina.
At this point, Nia's probably been home for probably about half an hour.
When she gets home, yeah, she will have turned on her phone by that point.
At which point you get the voicemail notification.
Right. I listen. I don't respond yet.
In fairness, it's probably been another hour or two before Drew tried to call.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, did you say call or text? I heard
Or
text.
text.
Yeah.
Before Drew texts again past like the instant of the.
Yeah. Yeah, so about you listen to the voicemail, and about an hour later, Drew sends you a text. What does the text say?
Hope you're doing okay. If you're comfortable, we could do a conference call. I assume you know, but Mulcahy, he's had to leave. And Mulcahy's is probably misspelled because Drew is blind and definitely has never seen that name written down.
That's a fair
fair.
point.
Seeing it written down, I would probably misspell it. There'll be probably about 2 or 3 minutes before FaceTime or equivalent rings in.
Video chat.
Yes.
For some reason,
I'm
we
just
all have
assuming we all
Zoom.
have Apple phones, so
I mean, I definitely have one.
right, because why would you not?
Because I like my fucking Android. Fuck off.
5 dots of fucking resources.
Yeah, right.
So you get a FaceTime notification.
Everyone, and I probably would have mentioned to Colleen that I was gonna try.
Mm-hmm.
And sets phone up like tripoded somewhere, so you know.
Everybody get in the frame.
Everybody.
You pop up.
Oh my god!
It's almost
it's
the
like-
exact opposite of that because I can't tell who's in frame.
You click out the pop socket and lean it up.
It's like my parents trying to FaceTime with my sister over on Christmas Eve.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
picturing the like the Thanksgiving family. Hello. But yes. So
It's
Paul,
early Critical Role, the Ashley image that's sort of like falling over all the time.
Right.
Okay.
Anyway. But yeah. She's sort of sitting in front of her in front of probably like her laptop or something like that. Largely empty bottle.
And at
And a
this
full glass.
At this point, for reference of Colleen as well, it's pretty obvious that she's been trying to hold herself together at this point. Like, you haven't seen her crying, but you have seen that her mascara is now running. So it's almost certain that she has had to take whatever moments that she's had when she's not in front of everyone to sort of steady herself.
See, now you're just being mean, William.
I am. It's almost like it's my job.
Sup? How are things? You having a good night?
not particularly.
No.
How about you?
Oh, good enough. Yeah, I can't even be funny about this shit. It is what it is. Can I
Is it-
get confirmation that individuals are not in the vicinity anymore?
They left.
As
Good.
far as we know, they're on their way back to the Emerald Isle,
Let
or
me
maybe
tell
to the
you.
maybe to the Vatican. We're not sure.
Good, because let me tell you, if I see that shitbag again, I'm shooting him in the head proactively in self-defense.
Fair.
That's fine. I won't stop you.
We we were trying to figure out if it was just him being him, or if it's something to do with the hedge, or maybe a little bit of both.
I mean,
It seems like it's him.
did the
Yeah.
did the religious nut decide that the heretic's a witch and want to murder her? Yeah, that seems kind of likely.
That's what it was about then.
I mean, I walked out. I was talking with Eamon. He came out, told me to stop, or something. Put a gun to my face. Eamon tried to say something and got shot in the shoulder. And then I turned around and walked away because if I was gonna get shot, I wasn't gonna get shot in the face.
I don't think any of us blame you.
Are you physically okay?
I'm
Did
physically
he
fine.
hurt you?
I
Okay.
mean,
Oh,
no.
okay.
He didn't.
All right.
He didn't actually shoot me.
Okay.
Well, we are sympathetic to your. We're not storming the Vatican for revenge, especially because
I'm
he
not. Fuck
may
that.
have gone magic crazy.
See, this is the fun thing when you're part of a tradition that is oppressed by the dominant religion of the world. You know when you're fighting a losing battle.
Nina,
Yeah.
I know that you and I have had some difficult discussions, some tossed armaments have been exchanged. I'm sorry, and I'm glad you're all right.
Thank you. I'm glad that I'm all right too.
I will sort of nudge Colleen. Put the guilt center frame.
That said,
Colleen kind of nudges to the side, kind of looks at Drew a second, kind of like takes the back of her hand and kind of brushes at the side of her face, realizes her mascara has been running.
I think we should have a chat.
I certainly
Because
think that's not a bad idea.
I'm not gonna lie, that kind of reinforced some feelings I've been feeling from particular people in this group. And I feel like I've been pretty tolerant about that to a degree, other than, my constant snark and that sort of thing.
I think that's just sort of the wages of this sort of job, so no one's going to hold that against any of us.
See, I'm concerned.
He's talking about the snark.
No, I know. I'm concerned that I think that it's fair to say that certain individuals how to put it, have I mean, negative viewpoints, I think, isn't obvious. But let's just say I haven't felt like there have been more than one situation where I felt like I've had to protect someone who isn't necessarily doing harm just because they may believe in the wrong thing. And I'm starting to wonder if I should have been protecting myself.
Given that that we're our little cadre is 2 down at this point, do those 2 absences address that issue?
No, Drew.
If someone's not causing harm, it's not an issue. We're on the same page about that part. but for me, this isn't a thing of religion. It's a logistical fact of my existence. And if you want to talk about being part of a persecuted group with a small membership, who maybe aren't exactly what most people would like around. It's your city. You want me off your turf, I leave. That's
Don't
sort of
want you
how we
off-
operate.
I don't want you off the turf. I need you here.
What, if anything, addresses your concerns, Nina? Because I got to
need
say,
to know that. Okay, I need to know because that if we run across another, for example, another witch, and perhaps I can't finagle it where the people I'm concerned might kill them before we determine whether they're actively doing harm or not, aren't there, and it comes down to well, she's not doing anything bad or he's not doing anything bad, but he gets his power from something I don't approve of. I'm not going to have to put myself in harm's way and possibly pay the price for that.
I don't care where people get their power from. I care if they're doing bad and if they are. Look, I'm in a very glass house on where people get their power from. That's not a problem.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna insight check that as much as you can through
what's
through
the
a-
anti-insight roll, whatever that is?
I believe that's called subterfuge.
It's manipulation in either subterfuge or persuasion, depending on which one you're going for.
I love that Nina
If
tried to
I'm
play
trying to communicate, I guess persuasion probably in this case.
Yeah.
Good, it's a chance die.
I love Nina trying to play the persecuted minority card at the persecuted minority character.
Well, multiple people can be persecuted minorities.
Oh, I know. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
so
using
that was
it against the
nothing
other.
to whatever Nina rolls.
1.
So that's up to you, whatever Nina gets out of that one, Drew.
Drew is being honest, but he's also being somewhat careful. Like, you get the sense, if you want, you probably get the sense that there are certain things he actually cannot say or actually cannot promise from the way he's talked about his organization in the past. But to all of the points you're making, he has said yes, honestly.
Okay. It doesn't help.
That's neat.
I mean, that's a fundamental distrust of institutions' fault. But yeah.
I mean, this institution kills people that disagree with them if they're in the wrong group of people. So
yeah.
I don't feel like the Lucifuge are largely an organization where that institutional distrust doesn't work.
To be fair, that's most hunter organizations.
Yeah, no, almost every hunter organization has that flaw.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Nina's just kind of in one of the factions of one that doesn't.
Yeah.
Look, I think you guys have a lot that you're. There's a lot on your guys' plate right now. Obviously, there's a lot riding on this. This shit is already way the fuck over my head. Like, just into what, 2 days now? Like the dismembering and all that shit, that's normal monsters stuff, whatever the monster is. Flaming people giant flaming people and fucking fairyland is way above my pay grade as it is. And I'm not sure that I'm cut out for this at this point. I know at least one person who might be able to step in and give you guys a big hand. But I gotta back off.
I think at this point, is Nina talking on her phone?
She's on her laptop.
Okay. Your phone would get a text at this point from Paul that says, if Drew's going to light anybody on fire, we know who it's going to be first.
Actually, no. She looks at that, and because she is fairly drunk right now, we actively don't.
Hey, I have been very clear that I will leave if you want.
No, because you've got a lot more talent than I've got. I'm just quick thinking. That's all I've got. I'm quick thinking. I've got money. That's what I've got going for me.
Well, I definitely have more money and less talent, but we can talk about that separately.
In the middle of this conversation, Astrid is just going to walk out the door. She's going to get on her bike and she is driving to Nina's place.
Okay.
Paul looks up and goes, "Oh dear God, we're losing another one."
Colleen, do you want Paul and I to step out so you two can talk?
Oh no. I know you're gonna try and do this. No. Look.
Colleen kind of looks back at the two of them for a second, and then looks at Nina, and there's just this tired expression on her face, like she has seen a lot more in one day than she has wanted to see in a long time, and she's just kind of, her shoulders just kind of slump, and she just kind of looks. If you don't want to keep doing this with us, then I mean, I don't exactly have a choice in the matter. I mean,
look,
but
Colleen, it's your. I don't know a lot of a ton of people in this particular world, and I'm not gonna say I trust the people you're with right now with my life, because frankly I fucking don't, but I do trust them with yours.
I mean, if you want to talk about being over people's heads, I am innately over my head in just about every situation I step into.
No.
Especially the ones that deal with the real world, the normal world, which is where you're at your best. And I'm kind of lost out here.
I think Colleen had more contact with people growing up than I did. And Paul is Paul, and Astrid walks past things. We don't need someone who knows the magic stuff. We've got that.
Paul nods and says, "He's not wrong. If we need to fake our way into a golf course or something, sure, that's me. But we need somebody to just be up front and shoot straight. That's been you, Nina." But that being said, I get it. You know, this isn't this life. It's awful sometimes. So we get it.
This would be a really bad time for someone's cell phone to appropriately go off.
Are you volunteering, Mr. Unconscious in the luggage?
I like the idea that Sean is actually in the luggage.
Oh yeah, no, he definitely.
Doesn't check baggage, just, you know.
This is my 185-pound carry-on.
What, sir? You're checking in a coffin? No, don't ask questions. Buying him back to the mother.
To him?
I imagine if a body needs to be flown to a different country for funeral purposes, it would go on a plane in a coffin.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That'd probably be how you'd do it.
I don't want to look that up.
Paul will just sort of look at Nina and say, "Look, you've been a kind host, and like I said, appreciate your honesty, appreciate you being upfront with us. I know you and I have had our disagreements, but it's a matter of trust, and if we can all continue to work together, then it'd be good to have you back."
So because this is hilarious, yes, they do fly dead bodies on commercial airplanes in the luggage.
Why are we?
And they're listed. They're listed on the flight as a passenger named Jim Wilson.
Literally one sentence into trying to get the
Jim
conversation
Wilson.
back on track.
If there's a passenger called Jim Wilson on your plane, they're probably dead.
That is fucking amazing. I am so glad that I know that.
I feel like that this is a great airport mystery novel waiting to happen. We're trying to track down Jim Wilson. He was dead all along.
I gotta say, I sort of have to keep that in my memory banks now so I can use it at some point.
Right?
You're welcome.
I just forgot something
gross, but
crucially
because it's going to derail us in the middle of a dramatic scene.
The more you know.
I have forgotten something crucially important. Like, I don't know how to turn right for that information, and I am better for it.
The more you know.
Anyways.
And see.
She opens her mouth as if she's about to say something, and then turns off the call.
Colleen kind of leans back in the chair and kind of flops down and
How long till Astrid gets there?
probably about 20 minutes on a motorcycle, especially if you don't care about the speed limit.
Paul will reach out and just kind of pat Colleen gently on the shoulder.
Why is everyone going away?
Thing from Walmart.
Because everybody is broken fucking people.
I think we have enough alcohol here.
Colleen, it's these sort of things. People can blow up at each other and at themselves. It's tough to see, but I have seen it before. They'll come back to themselves and maybe to us in time, but it's got nothing to do with you. It's got to do with this life, and it's something that we all do every day to try to put ourselves out of business. The goal is that so that other people don't have to worry about things like this, don't have to worry about looking into fairy realms hidden in the closet, that sort of thing. And I know you know that better than most of us, just that's been your life almost the whole time, but so that other people can have that life, and maybe someday we can have that life too. But
I don't think I can have that life.
Yeah, look, that's great for people that volunteer, Paul, but no offense, some of us are sort of born with what we are, and that's different.
you're born with what you are, and that leads you to this sort of life. Colleen's asking why everyone is leaving. It's because whether we chose it or whether it was chosen for us, this is the life we're in, and this is why we're doing what we do every day. But again, it's not on you. It's not on any of us. Things go right, things go sideways, but we're not going anywhere.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The reason Nina is leaving is probably partly that the murderous hitman in our group decided to murderous hitman at her for some reason none of us will ever quite understand. But the bigger reason is probably that this is weird and magic, and she wants to be one of the people that doesn't have to hear about that, or at least not so much about it.
And to be honest, sometimes I envy that being a choice.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
She was the most normal one in the group, and that was kind of important.
Well, put some faith in Astrid. I have a feeling that Astrid did not leave her house to us. I think that she is going somewhere.
Astrid's a gun on magic tattoos. Like, she is a walking arsenal.
Punch sense into people a lot of the time.
What I'm saying is Astrid's not normal.
Right.
None of us are normal.
No. And I didn't want to throw you off your rhythm, and he taps his eye and he says, maybe I wasn't born this way, but it's certainly been chosen for me now.
I just need a lot of alcohol right now.
If that's what you need, then that's fine. But
say to the 16-year-old,
maybe instead try to get some rest. My wife likes those ASMR things.
Now that
holy shit
is the only thing that could make this worse.
Oh.
I'm just gonna curl up here. She says as she curls into a ball on the couch.
Paul will grab a blanket.
Meanwhile, eventually, Astrid, you arrive at. You doing anything in particular, Nina, on before Astrid arrives?
Yes, Nina's gonna make a call to somebody that she knows.
All right.
Jinx might be able to help out.
So you make a call elsewhere in a den of people who are perhaps seeking altered states of consciousness to escape the troubles and tribulations of daily life. A man of Slavic descent in a plain white jacket, kind of is sitting on a couch while several people are just sort of passed out in his vicinity when his phone rings. Jack, if you'd like to describe your character.
He's a few inches shy of 6 feet. Lean, fairly well built on that sort of frame. Shaggy black hair, slightly darker skin, but definitely passes as your standard white Atlanta native. And there he's sitting on a couch in a back room, private room of a club. You can hear the music pumping from the other side of the wall, and he's watching a series of 4 people in their mid-20s, all of whom are dressed much more ostentatiously and fashionably than he is. And every so often checks his wristwatch, which he wears on the inside, the face on the inside of his wrist. Occasionally he'll go over, put a hand on, put a pair of fingers on a pulse at a neck. And when his phone rings, he kind of jumps and bobbles it. Shit. Look, it is way too early for a booty call. What's going on?
Do I ever call you for that?
Oh, shit. Sorry. God, I've got 3 Ninas in my phone, and I thought you... Never mind. What, yeah, Miss Sky, what's up? What's up?
Hey, so here's the thing. How would you like... I don't even know how to start this. I'll just cut to the quick. There's a bunch of people who are, let's just say, of our sort of calling.
Oh.
Who could use your help? I was working with them, but for reasons involving guns and other things, it's a little out. So it's way over my head at this point. I think it's more along your lines.
How badly injured are they?
They're not yet, but they will be. I know this group.
You're calling me in as a preventative?
Sort of.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Nico the prophylactic. Awesome. Yeah, no, that's going to be fantastic.
So...
Can they pay?
Maybe. Probably. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let me rephrase that. I just remembered somebody. Yes.
Okay.
They absolutely can.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you a phone number.
All right.
Just tell them that you come highly recommended from me.
Telling somebody else that I come highly recommended when the other person hasn't actually called and highly recommended me.
This group is so fucking backwards. They'll buy it.
Can I get a name that goes with this phone number?
Drew.
Okay.
Just let them know who you are, who you're with.
All right.
They're with people too.
Okay.
And that I said you should be clued in on this situation.
Is this a bring guns or just bring med kit kind of call? Oh.
All of the above.
Okay. 2 hours?
Give them a call when you get a chance.
Okay. 2 hours.
Sure.
I'm babysitting, so
Oh, fair enough. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
I've got to run. I think somebody might be trying to come drag me back to their group. So I will talk to you later.
Sounds like you had better fuck the fuck off. Okay. Yeah, text me the number. Bye. Click.
Hangs up, looks at the phone and says, "I am so sorry." And goes and locks her door, turns off all the lights, and goes and hides in her room.
About 20 minutes later, Astrid arrives on site.
There's a pounding at your front door.
Yeah, no, I could have gone anywhere. We should have gone somewhere.
You probably should have gone somewhere, yeah.
The pounding continues till you open the door.
Continues until Astrid passes out, pounding on your door.
Probably about 5 minutes before finally open the door. What?
You are not leaving us. And she just barges in.
I mean, first of all, I'm not a prisoner. Second of all, look, this is no. Oh my God.
No, listen to me. Listen.
Okay.
This entire time, you have been concerned about Colleen.
You're right.
And you're going to do this to her. You are pushing her over the edge. When not a few hours ago, you're telling me how you don't trust Paul and we shouldn't trust him with her.
Yep.
And now, what? You're just leaving her.
Well, I never denied being a hypocrite. But that said, I'm not just leaving her because you're there and Drew's there, and I know Drew doesn't trust Paul around her.
That is true. First of all, you are not leaving me with this messed up group.
Look, I've already called in help.
Okay, great. We have help. We're already missing 2 people.
Yep.
You are coming back. I understand you got shot at. You know, people have made you feel like crap.
Okay.
But you have to...
You didn't see what was beyond that fucking door.
I will tomorrow when we go through.
And hopefully you won't run away too.
I honestly don't know.
Well, don't.
But we have not come this far for you to just leave. The others left because Sean went rabid, which I understand. Get him out of here. We don't need that. You have a level head on your... You have a level head on your shoulders, and we need you. We needed Eamon, but he has to go take care of his brother.
Yeah.
So we're not about to leave. We are not about to lose you two. We can't take it, and I know Colleen cannot take it. She is freaking out right now. You called in help. She doesn't know that person. She knows you. You are the only one that can be there for her right now.
So let me be clear, just so I understand the situation correctly. The only hope for keeping the 16-year-old were the fucking God machine stable is the Satanist.
Yes, it is terrifying, but yes,
okay.
That is what we're looking at right now.
I really don't like you.
I don't care. I didn't come over here so we could be besties and braid each other's hair.
person with a torture chamber, and that really fucks with my head. But fine. I'm just saying, if I get burned alive at some point, my last words are gonna be "I told you so, bitch."
And I can live with that.
I'll be dead. Fine.
I'll see you in the morning. She gets on her bike and drives off.
I'm with you right now. Things get thrown in the apartment.
I'm sorry. I didn't come over so it could be best using braid each other's hair as line of the night.
That was just all of the lines of the night.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know. I would have to put in for if I die, my last words will be "I told you so." I can live
I
with
get
that.
burned alive. It was very specific. But also, given who we're currently fighting, not all that specific.
You do realize that was in a reference to your character, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm just pointing out that there is also a villain that could burn you alive. But yeah, it was definitely about Drew.
Holy shit.
Does Astrid report back or text?
Oh yeah, she's driving back. She's not going to text and drive a motorcycle. That's suicide. But she's
Don't
she's
text
driving
and
back.
ride, people.
I love that. I love that.
Drew
That's
rented an
that's the
apartment.
line too far.
Drew rented a cheap motel this afternoon. He's headed there.
All right.
So you're leaving Colleen with Paul?
God damn it.
Oh crap, you're right. There's no one else there. No, I'm not. I'm staying.
I mean, that's not true.
I feel like Drew gets halfway out the door, does like the check for who's left. It's like, oh wait.
Drew,
Yeah.
as you get to the door and open it, there's a small box outside. It's very it's like this plain, slightly like a cigar box almost sized, emblazoned with the very sort of sort of a stylized logo on the top, which is it looks sort of it's sort of like the oval shape of a globe, with like a smaller circular shape inside of it, sort of like crossed in the center and top.
That is probably too much detail for me, but I see a suspicious package with a logo that I probably don't recognize. Or do I recognize?
Probably not, but you can go ahead and roll me intelligence and occult just in case.
I assume Colleen
and basically as I'm doing is, hey Paul,
yeah, Drew.
You're no, I don't. Wait, that was still set to chance roll. Give me a moment.
Oh yeah, actually roll some dice.
2 successes.
It's not something you recognize as being supernatural.
Okay. You're you have the profession you have. How good are you at like bomb disposal / package tracing? Because there's something here.
Well, maybe you should have started with that, but sure. Let me take a look.
And I'm gonna take Colleen to the.
Is Colleen
just
asleep?
that Colleen and I might move.
She's at this point she's fallen asleep on the couch.
Okay.
All right.
All right, then I'll just stick around there.
Okay. Paul will wait until Drew gets back and then go to the front door and take a look. Can I see if I recognize it?
Sure, go ahead.
All right.
Because
Intelligence and
slightly more
occult.
chance, but still gonna need a number of successes. Yeah, intelligence and occult.
Any help from my conspiracy or my professional training?
No.
Okay. Wait.
Nope. Don't recognize it.
No. Wait. I was still on. I was on chance.
Oh, you were still on chance roll as well. That would have been a critical failure. That had been a chance roll.
Still 0 though.
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
Okay.
you do not recognize the logo.
All right. I would like to take a look at it and see if I think it's a bomb.
It'd be an awful small bomb. Like I said, it's like a cigar box.
Okay.
Big enough.
I don't know that.
Yeah, but Paul can assume it's not at least a conventional explosive.
Like as you sort of like pick it up and sort of like.
Oh, didn't say I pick it up.
Yeah, I feel like
as you sort of
package I think might be a bomb because
Yeah, I was gonna say as you inspect it, and sort of make what observations you can of it. It's very bespoke, and there's a lot of craftsmanship and artistry put into what would be a waste of so much money if it were a bomb.
Okay, fair, but counterpoint. Paul is probably the sort of person who has done a Captain Hook style Tinkerbell bomb at one point in his career to take out a mage or something.
And left it outside of his townhouse?
I don't know.
I was about to say, it's like
I started this campaign by blowing up a mage's apartment.
So. Oh yeah, but like this is the kind of thing that if it were a bomb, it would be in someone's penthouse apartment.
Okay,
not in front of a townhouse.
All right. Well, then I'm going to give it a look over and see if it has any potential for magical trouble. Do I get any?
Roll me intelligence occult and add an extra +1 for your conspiracy.
Okay. Actually, we'll probably look at it conventionally and then close my good eye and try to look at it with the eye of hubris.
Mm-hmm.
See if it gets anything. 2 success.
It is not magical, as far as you can tell.
All right. Paul turns around and says, well, I don't think it's going to explode, and it's not innately supernatural from what I can tell. I'm going to pick it up, move it out to the curb, and open it up. You all stay put.
Okay. I'll stand in the doorway and wait. No, that doesn't help. Scream if you're injured, and we'll leave the door halfway open.
Sure. That sounds fair. Got to be honest, Drew. I was probably going to do that, even if you hadn't said so. And we'll take it out to the curb and see what's inside.
So you
Paul gets out of earshot. Like, damn it! I miss having the sniper.
So you walk out to the curb and you flip open the lid, and it's a very small computer on the inside. You sort of lift it up, and there's a screen on the interior of the top lid, and sort of like a series of some inner workings on the bottom, and there's just immediately a video screen pops up with the image of a angular featured man in a well-appointed business suit. John, if you would like to take it away.
From what you can tell, it's basically just sort of like a bust shot of this olive-skinned, blue-eyed, clean-shaven man with black hair. It's slicked back. And specifically, it says, "Hello, Drew. I sent this to you because I figured a written letter probably wouldn't be. You and yours have been cordially invited to dinner at Penthouse Suite, in the King Tower of the Concourse at Landmark, to discuss recent events going on. Do be on time." And then it just flashes a date and time, which is tomorrow night at roughly 7 o'clock.
I spoil everyone's character introductions.
Oh no, it's fine.
Paul will. What does it do at that point? Does it freeze on that frame?
It just shuts off.
I want to take a look at it and see if I can figure out how to replay it.
There's a button on the side that you sort of immediately press and it lights up again.
Okay. I'll probably watch it through one more time just to be sure, and then take it back in.
Yep.
Drew, message for you.
And that's when it blows up.
Okay.
Pong.
Turns out it's a small screen with a recorded message, and he'll open it up.
Something we should wake up Colleen for, or
No, oddly enough, addressed to you, which is interesting considering we're at Astrid's place. So,
and I don't exist.
Right. Maybe somebody you recognize, and he'll hit the button to play it again.
Okay.
You don't recognize.
You do not recognize this person.
No, we need John to do it again, word for word.
Kind of hilarious that someone went to the trouble of sending a fancy ass video recorded message and then put the date and time in text on the screen.
Did mention you and yours.
I'm saying this aloud. And if the screen responds, please let me know.
No.
It's not that good.
Paul shrugs and says, I don't know. Maybe he recorded it
so
and then had
William,
to make some arrangements.
when roughly is this day and time?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow about 7 p.m.
Well, we'll see. We've got stuff to do today. Or we've got stuff tomorrow, but we can definitely do this. Cordially invited to a top floor apartment. How we can see if Colleen is interested in fancying up for whatever this is.
To be honest, I'm not sure we can be certain that this isn't a way to get her out. We don't know who this is. We don't know what the goal is. I'd rather not walk with her into the lion's den.
You're not wrong. That's
Phone
probably
rings.
yeah. Okay. And an unknown number is calling me. Great. Phone picks up, but there's nothing on, no saying anything.
Hello?
Hello?
Is this Drew?
Different voice, I assume.
Yeah, it's
from
very
the-
different voice. It's very different voice.
That's a lot of people have been asked. Yeah. What do you need?
Nina said I should call you and that I am, quote, highly recommended.
Okay.
I work here in town. And she said you guys were shorthanded and might need some help. So this is the intro call that apparently people do.
Allegedly. Okay.
Yeah, I've never done one of these before, so I'm kind of feeling it out as I go along.
What are you highly recommended for?
Because
Fixing knowing that it's entirely possible she's trying to send me a stripogram.
I am not highly recommended in that department.
Okay. No.
I'm like a B- in that department tops. No, I drugs and medical and yeah. Drugs and medical actually, mostly. Just drugs and medical. Yeah.
You work for someone or are you a freelance drug provider?
Freelance contractual, I think, would probably be most accurate.
Is that as much detail as I'm going to get out of this conversation?
Well, I mean, like, I work with the mob a little bit, but that's just because that's who I know. And, like, if you're rich and you need to get wasted, then you call me.
Paul is mouthing, who is it?
If you're rich and you got wasted and then wrapped your car around a tree and you don't want the cops or it to be in the papers, you also call me for that.
Okay.
And I hear
Can I
that
get any sense that this person is like in on the secret, or is just like?
I think that's the sentence that's coming out now.
and I hear that you guys have run into fucking monsters and shit too, and you need some help with that. And I know that.
Yes.
So.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. You could have led with that bit.
So I've never done one of these. Usually, people already know me and they call me.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, I know Nina. Do you need drugs?
Basically.
Which, you're a rock star, okay? It's not like you probably don't know people that do that.
That's true, and also, if you know Nina, you may need drugs to cope with things.
That is also
like
true.
Nina.
Hang on a second. I'm gonna conference call you with someone else Nina knows, I guess.
Okay.
How do we do this? It presses the speakerphone button. This is I didn't get your...
shit. My name's Nico. Nico
This
Dalka.
is Nico. He does drugs and medical expenses for people, including mob people, and he's a monster hunter.
Also stripping, or did I not follow that part of the conversation?
I was just making a dig at Nina.
Okay. Because frankly, I sort of wouldn't put that past her either.
Where are you from, dude?
I'm from Shoreditch in London.
Oh, okay.
How about yourself?
Henry County.
Fantastic. I probably have just as much knowledge of where that is as you do of where Shoreditch is.
Yep.
Great.
So
you can call me Spanner until we get better acquainted.
Okay.
So
who are your people?
I am texting Nina, by the way. As probably on a second phone because my main phone is occupied. You probably have a few of Drew's second numbers because I have a few burners that I've used before.
Right.
My dad's dead. My mom's Elena. But only child, so not really people.
No. Your organization.
Oh yeah. We're the Phoenix. We're the Ascending Ones. We do alchemy and shit.
Can I
intelligence and occult, maybe?
Yep. Everyone can roll. Everyone who's the two of you can roll intelligence and occult.
Any modifiers?
3 successes.
No, I'll say
2.
So both of you have vaguely heard of the Phoenix, or also known as the Ascending Ones. It's an organization of semi-religious, semi-cultish hunters who follow a strange doctrine and practice ancient alchemy using a variety of different supernatural materials to brew potent elixirs that they use to augment their abilities in the hunt. They're weird, and they have a lot of their roots in drug cartels and in like sort of very old world sort of altered state religions, sort of very anything ranging from Mesoamerican to shamanism style of.
We're a little esoteric.
Yeah, a little esoteric, sort of altered state religions, and it's probably about the extent of your knowledge of them.
Are they like white dudes running ayahuasca seminars kind of deal, or
like it ranges from the dude pushing drugs who found something special to the shaman, like the ancient witch doctor from some land whose name has been long forgotten, who has been passed down these elixir recipes from generations ago. It varies.
Okay.
They all do drugs, just from different places.
Look, if Nina's gonna have a drug dealer, she's gonna have the best drug dealer she could possibly.
Nina's drug dealer is called a shaman, and.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you. That's really helpful. All right. So Paul says, right. I'm with the Aegis Kaidoru.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck that is.
Fair. I think we've done some joint import-export business in the past.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
The Aegis and the Cult of the Phoenix, while not a lot of conspiracies can be said to get along on a lot of ways, the Aegis and the Phoenix have a vaguely cordial relationship.
Well,
because they both push supernatural items. Just one pushes artifacts and one pushes elixirs.
Consumables.
Yeah.
Then in a statement that I'm sure that is meant to reassure, but probably will not reassure Drew at all, Paul looks a little relieved and smiles and says, "Oh yeah, the Phoenix. They're good people."
Yeah. So
you're a friend of Nina's?
Yeah. That's yeah, friend is probably best, I think. Yeah, no, we're not like she's got no, I don't know.
You have supplied things to Nina.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And pardon me for asking, but anybody else in this area that you've worked with? Checking references, that sort of thing. And then he'll turn to Drew. Is Drew actively texting?
I mean, I sent off a text. I'm probably not carrying on a conversation, but it is up to Jeremy if Nina responds.
Okay, all right. Then Paul will separately pull out his phone and quickly text to Nina.
Can I get what the first text message reads?
I mean, we keep on interrupting Jeremy before he can. I basically texted, have a guy calling, says he's from you, Phoenix, Nico, ? Something like that.
Yeah. The one you get from Paul is pretty much identical to that.
But I feel like one text goes through first.
Yes.
No, yours definitely was first.
So yeah. Drew gets yep, he's a good dude. I hate you all. I'll see you later.
See you later.
Right, young man. Yo, who the F is this?
Does Paul get nothing back?
No. Paul gets Ask Drew.
Okay.
So
also, I hate you. I'll see you later.
We'll meet.
That's
Seems like we're doing interviews tomorrow, which fine, probably. We can meet somewhere neutral ground with some privacy. Got any preferences?
You know where the vortex is?
GM?
Roll me streetwise intelligence.
Do I get a penalty for not being from here at all, or am I?
Yeah, take a -1.
Okay. Good thing I'm smart. 3 successes.
The Vortex is a bar. You vaguely remember the area that it's in just from looking at maps of the city. You could probably find it again without too much trouble.
Okay, it's a bar.
Bar slash club.
Is that neutral ground?
They make a really decent burger. So yeah, I guess.
No, I meant, look, I will pull out my phone, go on Google Maps, find a fast food place that's like a block or two from the vortex.
There's a Waffle House.
Works for me.
Yes, there is.
How do you feel about the Waffle House on Cross Street?
I mean, if you want to be a pleb, sure.
Sure, let's do that. One other question.
11 o'clock?
AM, PM.
Well, I mean, if we want to do this tonight, it can be PM.
Might not be a bad idea to get that ball rolling.
GM, wait.
You do it tonight, it'd be AM, Jack.
Yeah, because it's already past 11 by now.
Oh, it is already past 11 by now?
I thought it was like 1 in the morning by this point because
Yeah, by this point it'd be about 1 a.m. Yeah.
Oh, fair.
AM!
It's
AM
late.
works. AM,
Okay.
yes, AM.
Cool.
You ever had any run-ins with with fairies?
I'm going to say no.
All right.
Is
How
that
about-
is that a requirement?
No, just what have you dealt with in person?
Well, I mean, there was a vampire that got me started on this whole thing. And there were a couple like
You've probably at least shot down a couple of zombies.
and then you've got, The Walking Dead, not the show that they're making, the actual, you've got zombie thing.
As a warning, we've got a bit of a no killing the innocent ones policy on monsters.
Oh, fuck yeah. No, like yeah, no, you're that won't be a problem.
Can I get a sense of what that means?
You can roll me wits and I believe there's an empathy. Yeah.
Yep.
Wits and empathy.
There is an empathy. I have a dot in it.
And I roll me whichever skill you feel is appropriate, Jack.
He's trying to be subtle and downplay some stuff, so I'm gonna make it manipulation subterfuge.
All right.
2 successes.
I got
I
2
didn't
as
get
well.
anything, I assume.
Yeah, it's hard to read someone over a phone conversation.
Is
I
he?
mean, is it that different for me?
Just because of the audio quality of the phone conversation is a little,
That's fair.
Is he coming across as nervous? I don't mean genuinely, but I mean
he's coming across as socially awkward.
Okay. Okay. Fair.
You're basically getting the idea of someone at a job interview right now.
All right. So
We're going to do our job interview at Waffle House at 11 a.m. with a drug dealer. I feel like this is exactly what happens at Waffle House.
I mean,
And then
That's the way Reservoir Dogs begins, and we all know how that ended for those characters.
it was great.
then that evening you're invited to dinner at a penthouse in the King Tower of Atlanta.
Yeah.
and that's how The Watchmen begins.
All right.
I will
And
also text
also ended
Nina.
really well for
Did
those
you also give my number / location to a bougie penthouse owner?
Nico, was it?
Say what?
Someone sent me a fancy video screen requesting my presence at a penthouse. We can talk about it later. I just wanted to know if that was also your fault.
No. Send me the video.
Camera video of the thing, but probably not until this call is done.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll go into a different room, close the door. Camera video of the thing.
Yeah.
And come back.
All right. During that period, Paul says, Nico, it's just me. It's just Spanner. Drew had to step out for a moment. So how long have you known Nina?
Jack?
Well, like about a year and a half.
All right.
I mean, you say no, Nina. It's like we don't like.
How long have you been doing business?
About a year and a half.
Fair. All right. I would say bring whatever you might need for a field operation.
Okay. I mean, saline. Yeah, I can knock that together.
Great. Do you generally carry sedative?
Like, what kind do you want?
Something fast acting, just
Okay.
in case. We had a little bit of an incident last time we were here. I prefer it to not repeat yourself.
Given that this takes like 1 minute, I feel like this is about when I could be coming back in.
Yeah, right about now. As talking about sedatives.
Are you looking for like a cocktail? Are you wanting something over the counter? Are we? Because I mean, like we've got Ativan, Valium, Xanax, pentobarbital.
We would have to ask the person who uses details on what she needs.
Paul says, "Oh no. I mean, if we get another Sean situation, Drew." Something fast acting. I'll leave it to the professional to decide, but I don't want to go and do what we're planning to do and not have a way to stop what happened this time.
I mean, not having. Sure.
So Paul will turn back to the phone and say, whatever's fast acting, like I said, I'm a firm believer in leaving professional decisions to professionals. So
okay,
seems
cool.
To be your bailiwick. So
yep, that's me.
All right,
super profesh.
Paul will pause and just sort of turn and look at Drew and mouth profesh.
Drew blinks in your general direction.
Yeah. Paul shakes his head and says, all right, then. 11 o'clock at Waffle House it is.
Cool.
And then...
All right, night. Click.
Paul turns it to Drew and says, all right. I'm not sure if you're a betting lad, Drew, but if you were... You want to lay odds on how much of this is going to be genuinely helpful and how much of that is just Nina fucking with us.
Give me a moment to make a roll.
Oh, look, there's those betting odds coming in.
For some reason, Nina texted you 7-1. Don't know why.
I actually was going to ask Jeremy. I sent you a video of that video. So I guess both... John, is that possible with this thing?
Yeah, you could just...
Okay. And Jeremy, is there anything Nina would have said pretty immediately?
It depends upon when she views it. Being more familiar with people in this area, is this somebody that she might be familiar with?
The person, no, but go ahead and give me an intelligence and occult in general.
Okay.
You know, Atlanteans, we all know each other.
Nope.
Australians.
Hey, Atlanta.
Wait, is it actually Atlanteans? That
Yes.
gets very confusing very quickly.
Yep. But it's
It
Atlanteans.
doesn't for us, because Atlantis doesn't exist. So...
But what if you're talking about, like, The Aquaman movie.
If I'm referring to myself as an Atlantean, I'm not talking about the Aquaman movie now, am I?
You don't know, but
I feel like this is actually a thing that could create significant World of Darkness issues because I'm sure that Atlantis exists in the world.
Only in the new World of Darkness where they're mages and they suck and it doesn't exist.
Okay.
Oh, have a chat with Paul.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Paul has strong
Sorry,
opinions
that
on
was me
Atlantis.
going on a rant.
So, you don't recognize the individual, and there's something in the back of your head that is saying you should be familiar with whatever his situation is. There's something about the entire presentation that is
Fuck yes.
creepy. It's also something related to the Vigil. You are 90% certain.
Okay. So I'll just send back. Well, I'm pretty sure he's on. I'm 95% sure they're a hunter. Or let me rephrase. No, she's plastered. She's not using code words. I'm 95% sure that they're a hunter, and 5% possibility that there's some kind of horrible supernatural silly serial killer who's going to eat you. Sam.
Paul made the rare good point that at whatever we're doing with the hat, we definitely shouldn't bring Colleen along, and I'm inclined to agree. We can talk about this more when we meet up, or now if it's better for you.
See, you guys practice good judgment. Have you ever tried to type judgment when you're drunk?
Yes.
It doesn't come out judgment.
Depends on the drunk.
Drew squints at the screen for a few seconds before figuring it out and just... Okay. Yeah.
Astrid gets home. Astrid, we have a bomb.
Yeah, is Astrid back at this point?
Probably pulling up right about now, yeah.
One problem. I told Shakes we'd do whatever we're doing tomorrow. And it sounds like we're potentially onboarding people to replace the Mulcahys after we do what we need to do for Shakes. Or should we put off the changeling stuff?
Well, and Astrid is walking back in at this point.
Yeah.
Paul will
Yeah,
record-
I assume I am saying this as Astrid opens the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that might depend. What's the word on Nina?
She'll be here in the morning.
Do you want to let Colleen know?
Let's let her sleep.
Yeah, I don't want to wake her up right now.
Okay.
But we'll let her know when she wakes up.
So we'd have Nina back. We'd have her again. Are we 100% certain that that's not Nina just having a laugh?
But what's not Nina having a laugh?
Nina's drug dealer is a monster hunter, and he's going to be helping us out with the healing and stuff.
That makes sense.
Paul just points and goes,
Paul.
And you ought to take a look at this. And Paul will pass over the box if it's within reach. If Drew had left it in Drew's room, then
look, Paul. Nina jokes and is definitely the sort who would take very petty revenge, but she's not gonna do something that's going to jeopardize the city or get us killed while we're helping the city or jeopardize Colleen. So whether or not he's effective or someone we need around, he's definitely someone and that she believes will be useful to this situation.
You said what, we're meeting him?
Yeah, at 11 at a Waffle House near the Vortex.
Okay.
I might suggest we check in with Shakes then and see if having Nina on board, of course, having someone with some medical expertise.
Guys, talk very loud. Colleen says from the couch.
Sorry. So having somebody on board with medical expertise, probably not a bad idea. But I'm not sure about waiting until the evening. I say we, Shakes is the one who reached out and asked for help. I say we leave that up to her.
Yeah.
So we don't force the people who aren't here, who are making new characters, to wait an entire encounter.
Well, if we're talking out of character, obviously I'd prefer to have everybody around, but I think the in-character call would be that's a long time to wait. So I'd rather leave it up to the NPC and thus the GM.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
All right. For now, I'm going to bed.
All right. Presumably people get sleep.
Astrid sure does.
Yeah.
Astrid, thanks. I think out of all of us, you're probably the only one who would be able to reach across. And I understand why she's throwing up walls, but thanks. It's good to know she'll be back on board. And Paul will, I guess, lie down. What do you have as far as guest rooms or spare futons or whatever?
She's got a couch and
There is
probably a couple
series of
recliners. And
Paul
the closet's very comfortable.
Paul will go full dad and just go to sleep in the recliner then.
She's also got a guest bedroom.
Okay.
Drew will claim the guest bedroom because Colleen's on the couch.
Yeah. Paul will just take the recliner and go to sleep.
I mean, reaching across versus going full Tiger Mom. I mean,
the pib can on my desk just moved by itself.
Maybe it's something alive inside of it. Maybe you should check on that.
Maybe it just remove your son's toys.
It just slid. It just slid like diagonally, like very slightly across my desk.
Have you been doing drugs?
No.
That's me.
Nothing inside it but pib.
Anyway,
so, you guys get.
I'm assuming that's something that Jeremy whispered to William. Because Jeremy did a big comedic shrug after William laughed.
Yeah, see, but we also have like 5 different chats.
Oh no.
I mean,
whatever it is, it happened.
What happens happens,
man. All right. That's a third one I gotta work in.
Do I need to change my overlay?
Somebody left her alone.
Yep. She's gone.
All right.
She's out.
I will change my overlay. No, it's fine. I just need to...
I have no idea how much the scene into the head fucked her up.
Oh, no. That's fine. Yeah. I just need to know so I can change the booth.
He feels really bad about it, if that helps.
It doesn't really, but...
It really doesn't. So...
what am I missing?
Don't worry. You'll find out.
You'll find out. So you guys get variously less than restful night's sleep, and wake up around 9 or 10 so that you can go meet someone at a Waffle House at 11.
So, Colleen, we're going to meet with a hunter, someone that Nina recommended to the situation, so probably trustworthy, but it's your call whether you want to grab one of us and go somewhere else or come with us.
Also, probably ought to know, Nina says she's coming back. Astrid went to talk to her.
That's good. Hang on a minute. I need to roll a number of dice here. Because someone just told the God Machine something that she just took as fact.
Oh my god,
There's
yeah.
anything at this point, she's probably already on the plane.
And the plane crashes because, oh god, Nina's dead. Bye.
Well, this is going to go great.
Fuck.
Astrid's going to be doing some traveling after this.
Hang on, I just got 6 successes. Hang on, I need to.
Oh shit.
I need to do some things. Let me roll.
So Nico wakes up at 11:30.
Have conversations because I need to make several dice rolls right now.
So arriving at the Waffle House, what does everyone order? This is important, guys. It's time filling, but
apparently a whole lot of salt water because my plane is down over the Atlantic Ocean.
So I shit you not, because I rolled for each of these individuals. I just did a number of rolls. You order your plane ticket, and you get to the airport, and your plane is delayed.
Okay.
And so you're sitting and you're waiting, and they tell you that they've got the other flight for you to get on. It'll be a short layover in England, and then it'll switch back to France. And as they're starting to load up, something in that plane detonates, and it's not a major explosion, but it's enough that they have to put the plane down for repairs, so that plane's not going anywhere. And then reports of extreme turbulence over the Atlantic come in, and flights are being delayed for days coming out of Europe to come into the Atlanta airport. And I shit you not, with a series of 1 success and 0 success rolls, the nearest flight out of Atlanta that's actually going to go anywhere, you're looking at 2 weeks.
Nina gets on a bus.
No, because honestly, so I feel like the amount of time that she's waiting there for all of this, she's gonna sober up at that point, which will be enough. Which means she'll be able to throw up enough of an emotional shell to last maybe a little while. We'll see.
I'm changing the booth again.
I was like, hang on. I need to make a series of rolls to see how much her ability can actually affect the ability of just the causality of a plane being able to leave. And I was like, okay, here's for a malfunction, 0 successes. Okay, it malfunctions. Here's for something potential. Nope. I was like, the dice just did not agree that Nina was going anywhere.
Oh, look. The booth is back to the way it was a minute ago. Good thing I have... It's a good thing I had 2 copies of it.
Nico is 15 minutes late.
Of course, that's not actually going to stop Nina if she's determined to leave somewhere, but... The delay occurs, which gives Nina at least time, as you said, to sober up, which is then up to her. There's always other routes if you don't want to, if you can't get a plane somewhere.
Right. No, she'll. Yeah. She will eventually head back to her apartment.
Meanwhile, as far as going to the Waffle House,
Paul will text Nina the Waffle House address and the 11 o'clock, by the way.
Mm-hmm. So, Jack, what did you say about...
Nico gets there 15 minutes late.
Makes sense.
And just walks into the Waffle House looking around and realizes he doesn't know what any of these people look like.
Roll me wits and composure.
Okay. Two successes.
All right. As you're looking around, the Waffle House isn't super populated at 11 a.m.
Mhm.
Like, it's usually more populated at night. So there aren't a lot of people, and there's only one group that stands out enough that could possibly be a group of hunters. They're not hard to spot.
Okay.
Though it is in Little 5, so 50-50, even then.
One of them has an interesting series of tattoos that seem almost reflective.
That doesn't.
We're going to walk on over there then. He's going to show up. He's wearing just jeans, t-shirt, he's carrying a pretty decent sized bag with him. Kind of like a sports duffel, but it looks like it's been actually compartmentalized and, it's got various storage compartments. So who are we doing the field operation on?
It's more of a ongoing basis type thing.
Paul stands up and holds out his hand.
But also the city of Atlanta.
Okay. So this isn't like a practical interview type, like.
No, this is more of a.
Oh.
Here's the situation.
Okay.
What
You help
can you
us kill
offer?
things.
Do you want to be here?
Jesus Christ, we're sitting in a Waffle House in Little fucking 5. Could you yell about lethal activities a little louder?
I could.
I assume
What's your
it's
name?
not showed, by the way.
Astrid.
Cool. Hi. I'm Nico.
If we want to talk those kinds of details, I've got a safe house.
I've got a torture chamber.
About this time.
that's
Yes, you do.
As
a
Nina walks in.
very
Oh, thank
hungover
fucking God.
woman walks in.
You immediately see Colleen Brighton.
How long have you been hunting?
He's looking at Colleen.
Yeah,
That's a long story.
about a week now.
you're a long story.
No.
Oh,
That's a super, super long story that we'll get into in a minute.
okay. Because I don't do therapy, right?
No drugs. You don't have to do therapy.
Okay. As long as somebody's on the same page with me.
Oh, Nico, this is everybody. Crazy people, this is Nico.
Hey.
Paul is still standing with his hand out. I don't know if that was.
Yeah, he'll finally notice that. Oh, yeah. Your spinner.
Right, spandex. He smiles and says, "Given that we're all here together, I suppose you can call me Paul."
That's gonna be a lot
I was
easier for me to not fuck up.
I was going to anyway, so you're gonna learn it.
Okay. So Paul, Drew, Astrid,
Yes.
Minor, okay,
Colleen.
Colleen. Cool. Yeah. Nico, and
So
I
with this group,
guess I'm
probably-
your medic.
Now, these are the ones who haven't tried to shoot me in the face.
How many people tried to shoot you in the face? Jesus,
the
is your
one.
face
Medic tried to shoot her in the face.
Just the one.
is your face okay? You look, and he literally just starts doing a diagnostic on
Yep.
you right now.
Like completely nonchalant.
Uh,
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
No
He
bullets.
only actually successfully shot his brother.
Yeah.
Is his brother going to? Do I need to go? Where's his
No.
brother?
His
I can.
brother is
no.
the Vatican. I'm sure they have people.
I don't even know where to start with you guys. Okay.
Let's start from the
Welcome
beginning
to
because
my
yesterday
world.
was a day I'd rather not repeat.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's Groundhog
do
Day
not
shit,
wanna
and we
have this
avoid that whenever possible. That's a bad trip, and I can make sure that that's not what goes into your stuff.
Do we not want to have this conversation at the Waffle House?
There's 3 tables away. And they barely moved when
that's
he
what I have
said
been
about
doing.
murdering people. So I think we're gonna be okay.
All right.
Yeah. There are other places we can go, but
So,
And she-
what else do I need to know?
As you're looking around, you see Colleen kind of look around at the other people in the room and just kind of like tap the table a little bit, and the tattoos that you can see spiraling up her right arm just sort of faintly glow white for a second and then fade again.
Oh yes,
good?
my favorite ability on the planet right now.
That's not unsettling.
Like I
Okay.
said, long story.
Nina, you two already know each other. Do you want to do it, or do you want one of us to explain?
All right, so Nico, here's the situation. I don't know if your peeps have noticed, but there are a whole lot of creepy crawlies that have been converging on this city as of.
Yeah, Amalia's been literally shitting bricks all week.
Yeah. So we know why.
Okay,
Meet Colleen.
I have.
Yes. You know why. You have met why.
What? Oh, everybody's after her?
Are you familiar with the term God machine?
No.
Oh, I wish I were you right now.
I mean, I'm familiar with the terms
that's
independently, but
that's a joke. But
okay.
that obviously.
I mean, is it what it sounds like from context?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And they all have things that they want to use our uncomfortably attractive God machine for.
And he just zeroes in on Colleen. What's your perspective on all this?
I was raised by mages for most of my life, and am finally getting to see the world outside of a guarded monastery.
Okay. Dietary habits, exercise regimen. What kind of?
Up until recently, usually a nightly imbibement of a significant mixture of various alcohols and drugs to make sure I didn't have nightmares.
Experimental. Okay. I'll see what we can do with that then. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We didn't get to talk about compensation last night. So
this is where I introduce you to Drew.
As Aaron isn't here.
Sorry.
Drew, who has gone to the bathroom now.
Drew, of course, when it's time to pay up.
Drew comes back from the bathroom. Sorry, I needed food.
When it's time to pay up, the devil's child suddenly vanishes.
Hey, that's not at all inaccurate, but I think we were talking about cultural sensitivity earlier. Sorry, right.
I mean, that's one of your better traits. That's all I'm saying.
I thought you said you didn't actually like my demonic ancestor directly or
but
literally.
Neither do you, and it makes you uncomfortable when I say it.
Welcome to the team. So what?
Money.
What do you need to buy?
It's more like retainer.
Nico's in it for Nico in this particular situation is in it for financial gain.
Well, I mean, yeah.
And the mission, but financial gain too.
Look, I don't mind bankrolling actual hunting expeditions, but I'm not gonna pay someone to stick around me.
You like living?
You're a very aggressive person, and I'm not sure whether I'm attracted to that or not yet.
Right? I mean, right now I'm really pissed off at her, but
That's fine. I'm not trying to be your friend.
I mean that.
But I agree with you.
Paul mutters under his breath, "I can't believe I'm the one everybody's most worried about."
It's well, okay. Let's put it this way then. We live in a country where medical ain't free, and if things go sideways at any point, I do have a stash of supply and I have things that I can utilize, but it's going to be a lot easier and a lot quicker if I know who I go to for resources when I need them, that when I don't have them myself.
Resources for this stuff specifically, and you don't have enough money on your own, you can go to me. You can go to Matt. Or if you need something taken, you can go to Paul.
Okay. Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah. I bought these
people get weird about
bunch of
money
gasoline in a car. I don't know.
So yeah, no, I've got my own car.
Oh no, the car exploded like half an hour later.
And who was driving it at the time?
The guy who tried to shoot Nina in the face.
So nobody was going to be anywhere near my car.
No.
The explosion was intentional, Colleen says.
No, he's not going to be anywhere near because he's probably somehow managed to get on a plane and is...
What happened to the planes?
I don't know. Somehow managed to get on a plane. I just heard something on the news on the way over. And it is halfway across the Atlantic. Well, probably all the way across the Atlantic at this point, which is good because if I ever see him, I'm shooting him in the face.
Fair.
Right. Well, we'll put a pin in that for if he comes back, I guess.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I'm putting a pin in his face after I shoot it.
I will gladly help you with that, by the way.
Okay.
But in terms of what we're doing now, did you cover the crap? I'm forgetting the terminology for rogue hunters.
Slasher.
Did we cover the slasher thing?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
There are slashers. They're killing a bunch of
fuck, seriously?
Things. Yeah.
Yep.
God fucking.
One of them's on fire, the other one has a sonic blade.
And the one that's on fire, when they're not on fire, walks around looking like the mummy.
Are we talking like the old Hollywood or the Brendan Fraser?
Like
Boris Karloff.
According to our dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
The mummy doesn't actually look like the mummy, for the record, in the movie.
Well,
well, in the very, very beginning, he does.
Okay.
Right.
The Invisible Man.
In the first scenes, or Claude Rains for the majority of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So we've got slashers. We've got monsters chasing down Colleen here. Do we have anything else?
We kind of promised a changeling, but that is related to the slashers.
I mean, I'm gonna help her anyway, either way. Well, we'll see. But
are you familiar with the Colonel? Big vampire
Sorry, I was stuck on the whole changelings thing. Like that I will be interested in.
We've got
Colonel.
the best exposition dump that any hunter organization has ever seen, so you'll get to learn about it.
With 3 successes, am I familiar with the Colonel?
Your most frequent rendezvous have been talking about vampires, and the Colonel's probably been a hot topic of conversation among the ascending ones in the area, so you probably at least heard the name.
I mean, I heard he's some sort of high-level dead guy with the Fang crew, but, you know, that's about as much as I know.
Oh, we
He's a Nazi.
We also might have
Nazi
another
vampire.
job interview or maybe a trap.
Has the Republican Party put him up for election? Maybe city council yet?
Not a U.S. citizen, so there's a whole birth certificate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, conflicted over his immigrant status, probably. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he also feels quite strongly about his fatherland.
Right. We're also working with a group of werewolves. So just to give you a good broad spectrum of
Also,
how deeply screwed up the situation's gotten.
What about one vampire, Nina?
I mean, at least one vampire.
Oh, we're working with at least one vampire.
Yes.
Yeah, my brother.
Your brother is a vampire. What is this? What we do in the shadows?
Right?
Never saw it.
But yeah, we
should. Yeah, still not sure. Right. So
we should probably figure out what we're gonna do about. I got a very fancy invite, and I'm not sure why it was addressed to me.
Maybe because they wanted you there.
Clearly knows a fair bit about me.
It's weird because it was addressed to you and left at my place.
Right.
Yeah. Well, you weren't there too. I assume that we filled Astrid in on all of this.
Presumably, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got that.
Did any of you check your mail this morning?
Like our email?
No, like physical mail.
I don't have a physical mail address.
I mean, like Astrid or Nina.
Astrid probably would have.
You would have found a wax sealed envelope containing the same message written down.
I mean, that would have been good to know before I hit the diner.
Well, so in
Nina,
fairness,
you would have also found one in your mailbox.
Nina went to an airport.
That's true. That is very true.
Yeah, she was still drunk when she left the house this morning, I think, right?
So I don't know if Nina actually checked her mail, but
probably not.
In that case, Astrid will put the letter on the table. Also, I got this morning.
Oh, hey, that's fancy. He'll just pick it up and start reading it.
It says the same thing, but it's signed at the bottom. It's signed Zero Albright, the Chiron.
Who's Xaro Albright?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do I recognize the Chiron group?
Do I recognize Chiron group?
With the name given, everyone can roll me another. This would be streetwise actually to recognize the Chiron group as by name.
Intelligence streetwise or
yep, intelligence streetwise.
Do I get any bonuses for being a medical guy?
You can get +1.
Okay.
It is an officially established.
Yeah, it is an actual company.
Pharmaceutical mega corporation.
You swing your axe to know about the Chiron group.
My axe says.
I mean, sounds legit to me.
Yeah.
2 successes.
So the first thing that immediately catches everyone's attention, with the exception of Nico, is that the Chiron group is supposedly where the torch escaped from. Supposedly the torch was an escaped Chiron experiment.
That's not helpful.
The second thing that everyone who got at least 3 successes knows is that the Chiron Group is a hunter organization. It is one of the grand conspiracies, one of the larger organizations that moves around. They are, if the Malleus Maleficarum are Iscariot Section 13 from Helsing, the Chiron Group is Umbrella Corp.
From Resident Evil?
Yes, from Resident Evil.
Okay.
I just recently watched the teaser trailer for one of the Resident Evil, the one that's done like an anti-aging medication. That was a good trailer.
They specialize in pharmaceuticals, and have a variety of interesting agents. Likely none of you have ever met a Chiron agent in the field, but the horror stories you've probably heard from your organization are, you've probably heard everything from sleek agents who you absolutely can't tell that they're at all genetically modified to something that looks like Nemesis.
The monsters they hunt.
Well, you guys got an invite from Big Pharma. That's classy.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what we want to do with that. Given that name, it's probably related to Torch, the guy that's on fire.
Right.
Yeah.
He's affiliated with.
Obviously, Colleen, it's up to you, but I'm a little cautious about the people who do experiments with putting magic in people, walking up to their offices with you.
I mean, I put magic in people, but it's.
Yep.
It's metabolized.
I'm beyond cautious. I vote no.
But Paul nods and says, "Actually, it wouldn't, especially if there's enough of us. I don't think it would be a terrible idea for not all of us to go, because there's, to my mind, a non-zero possibility that this whole thing is Chiron's opportunity to try and tie up a whole lot of us loose ends that know about their little secret."
Like, listen.
Who's in charge here, by the way?
You see how
I
we're
am
doing
just
it
dreading
right
everyone immediately saying me, so I'm not going to say anything.
You see how we're doing it right now? This is how this has worked.
Yeah, sort of a by committee sort of thing.
We don't have one person in charge.
We did have a fella who got all of us together, but unfortunately he's gone missing as well. And Paul,
I literally asked you 5 minutes ago if there was anything else, and you guys said no.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff that's happened in the last
probably take care of himself, but we did go see a witch, and she said something.
Yeah, no, witches are fine. They do halfway decent work, most of them. It'll be okay.
In my defense, I was trying to decipher this absolutely ridiculous menu.
Side point. So, listen.
Not complicated.
Okay, so
Colleen, you are your own person and capable of making your own choices, and you are not going to meet this guy, because while you are capable of making your own choices and you are a independent, sentient being who I think we all respect, you are also capable of conceivably altering the entire world if you get in the wrong hands. So every now and then, I expect you to listen to what we have to say about this kind of thing.
And what she means is she cares about you, and we don't want to see you hurt.
I think what she was actually saying was she cares about her and doesn't want to see reality hurt. And sorry.
If I wasn't going to listen to you ever, I wouldn't be standing in the group of you.
I'm just saying, there are times I feel like this needs to be established now based on events of last night. There are times where somebody might have seen something and needs to get something, how best to say it? in their judgment, has decided that perhaps it is not the best place for you to be because of the unique nature of who you are. Fucking listen, please.
Well, fortunately, this is not a situation where I feel like I am actually trying to do some good and help people. So,
Good news.
yeah, sure.
Astrid and I got the invites, so we could go.
Oh, I'm going.
Do you want the guy who knows about pharmaceuticals and shit along, or should I stay back and...
As long as we don't have to pay you for this.
Yeah, you would be very helpful, but I'm not paying you for this.
I'll buy something.
Though, if he turns out to be on the level and we want to clue him in, he can pay you because he is a pharmaceutical medic corporation.
Ooh, that's a good point.
There's not a good reason to add him to the group, but given how schwanky all of this is, he can pay.
Yeah, he's probably got money.
Okay.
All right. Well, that being the case, Colleen, you want...
I am good at Sorry, go ahead.
That being the case, and we'll check in with Shakes to see what the plan is for the rest of today. If she
Who
wants
Shakes?
to go after or not.
Changeling.
The changeling we mentioned.
Oh, okay.
But assuming we're all still around and kicking, maybe Colleen, you and Nina and I maybe hang back. What are you saying, Nina?
I don't know.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Sorry, I heard what were you saying and not what do you say. So I thought I had been saying something and then I got confused.
Sorry, no.
Yeah, no, I'm on board.
Okay.
Cool. Does anybody... And he pulls out the bag and just kind of drops it on the table. Anybody need anything for the road? And just starts setting bottles out.
Does any of it look non-conventionally pharmaceutical in nature?
I mean, a lot of it looks non-conventionally pharmaceutical, but it's definitely still pharmaceutical.
Okay.
It looks like the sort of stuff that somebody cooked in a warehouse rather than purchasing at, Costco.
Okay. But I mean, we're talking off-brand.
It's off-brand, but yeah, right. I mean, there's definitely like a few dime bags of cocaine. There's a few things there. There's obviously heroin.
Looks to Colleen.
Right.
How confident are you on the anti-listening term?
That was a listening thing, not a seeing thing. Hang on. And she kind of taps the table again.
The worst thing to happen to a hunter group. We're in the middle of something.
I think, Paul, anything that's coming out that is obviously just immediately illegal, Paul is just grabbing and putting immediately back into the bag and says,
at which point Nina's grabbing some of it and, and putting money down.
Okay. Cool. All right. I mean, you don't, I don't care if you don't. I'm just trying to make sure everybody has what they need.
I appreciate the offer. This just may not be the best place to turn into a dispensary.
So,
you let me know though. All right.
Right.
While that's happening, I'm going to call and see if I can quickly check in with Shakes.
Yeah, so you give Shakes a call and she picks up within like the first ring and a half. Hey,
things going okay?
Yeah, I've been doing research, not getting a lot of sleep.
All right.
Well, first off, I can tell you if we want to do anything today, we just had the hedges shift cycle, so best time to go in is going to be late at night rather than in the day, because it's going to be daytime in the hedge while it's nighttime outside.
That works for us too. the vampire who lives in your complex, and we had a thing. But okay, we'll keep that in mind. Anything you need us to grab, need from us in the meantime?
Nope, just your assistance saying guns will definitely be helpful, anything for defending yourselves, just because
because of the people who left, we are probably bringing in 1, maybe 2 people who you haven't met before. That okay?
As long as, I need all the help I can get, so yeah, that's fine.
All right, thanks. I will stop that and inform the group so that maybe John can at least show up in this episode. Sorry.
Literally 10 minutes till the end.
Yeah.
You can make a cameo in 10 minutes. Sorry. Yeah. So I let the group know that.
Uh-huh.
Cool.
Okay.
So, does anyone have anything in particular that they need to accomplish before the 7 o'clock meeting?
Nope.
Does Nico
I am
have
going
a
to Google that name on the Chiron group webpage, see if, because corporations have unhelpful web pages with corporate information.
Just roll me intelligence and computers.
Cool. I have a dot of that.
Better than not having a dot.
Yeah, definitely with intelligence stuff. 2 successes.
The name you find the position you find associated with Zero Albright is a article about a member who has just arrived in this region. Has just arrived in this branch. Is a brand new director of operations and acquisitions. 10 Albright. The least helpful job title in the world.
Yeah, but also vaguely sinister. All right. Well,
in acquisitions?
Operations and acquisitions.
That doesn't stop it from being vaguely sinister.
That was the point I was making.
Fair enough.
In murders and executions.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't put that. They don't put that in on the official website.
They do if you're Patrick Bateman.
Yep. And it's loud enough in the club.
Well, it's a good thing I'm not Patrick Bateman.
But yeah, and so
Tell you about Huey Lewis in the news.
Presumably, by the time 7 o'clock rolls around, Nina, Paul, and Colleen are all back at either Nina's apartment or Astrid's apartment, or Astrid's townhouse, rather.
Probably Nina's, I guess.
Yep.
Just to... given that Astrid's going to the meeting, I think it makes more sense to be in the place owned by the person who's there.
And the other 3 of you arrive at the towers in question, and as soon as you mention the name in the penthouse, you are immediately shown to the elevator up because they had been expecting you. And you arrive. If you'd like to, as you enter the penthouse, John, if you'd like to describe your hideout.
So, the penthouse is the elevator actually goes straight to the penthouse. It's the only only room on the top floor of the King Tower, or the only stop on the top floor of the King Tower. It does, however, open out into what Nico would probably recognize as a sanitizing room. That's sort of double sealed from the elevator into the further room. There are nozzles. There's sort of like a spray that sort of rains down as you step into it.
This guy doesn't fuck around.
To sort of sanitize anything that might be coming in. It then air dries you free of the sanitizing liquid afterwards. And then as the doors that connect into the actual penthouse open up, you hear the final chorus of Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by Marilyn Manson blaring that you couldn't hear at all while the doors were closed.
Yeah.
Ahead of you, directly opposite of the elevator, there is a tall, slightly over 6 foot tall, black hair, slicked back olive skin tone, wearing a man wearing a white button-down shirt with a black tie, sleeves rolled up, exposing extensively detailed arm tattoos from the elbow down to the hand, down onto the hands. Black slacks with a sort of what seems to be like an under the shoulder gun holster, but instead of a gun, it's got a large Bowie knife, just sort of sitting underneath the left arm. The room,
my subby.
The apartment itself looks kind of like an odd museum, with open air display cases holding all manner of weaponry, from a range of different knives and swords and axes. There are a couple of man catchers sort of stationed up in corners, as well as a variety of bow and arrow sort of paraphernalia. Immediately between you and this person, who is staring out the windows, but also looking at what appear to be see-through monitors that are on the windows that have various tables of data sort of up there to be read. Between you and him, there is a long dinner table that is filled with all manner of food, all of which is very precisely labeled, both with what it is and the ingredients on it. As you step in, the man turns around and you see that he's wearing these perfectly solid black sunglasses. He reaches over onto one of those monitors, thumbs a little touch screen, and the music quiets as he sort of indicates to the dining room table. Please feel free to have whatever you'd like. There's a wide variety of selection for taste, as well as gluten-free options and vegan options for those with a more discerning palate. Drinks would be in the kitchen, he says, pointing off to one side where there is sort of a kitchen set with a refrigerator and drinks. I figured there'd be more of you, but this is enough to discuss. As he turns back and continues reading these documents that are sort of above him.
Drew sort of looks at Aster, seeing who wants to take.
Aster just grabs a beer and sits down.
There.
Nico has. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Drew.
Oh no, go for it.
The invite was given to just take a seat, right?
Yeah, he said help yourself.
Nico just kind of gets a very formal aspect to his demeanor. We were very gratified to receive your invitation. Thank you, and this is most gracious of you. And he'll just pick a seat and start eating whatever's closest.
It's all labeled
Not
as well as
checking
its
the
ingredients.
absurd number of labels.
It's labeled for people that might have allergies. So it's got, there are things that are listed as no nuts, no,
Right. Mm-hmm.
No, I appreciate that. Drew will sort of shrug, find a seat. What is it exactly that you want to discuss? For good reason, your invite was scant on the details part.
Yes. I'd sent out invitations to your whole group. I assume the others didn't get theirs, or that you're leaving some behind in case this is some sort of diabolic trap intended to capture and kill your entire cadre of hunters.
Little bit of both.
Fair enough to be cautious. If you'd like to invite them, the food will still be here in case they are hungry. I am Zero Albright, the newly appointed Director of Operations and Acquisitions for the Chiron Group's branch here in Atlanta, and I've got a problem. Well, the Chiron Group has a problem that needs to be rectified, and I've been tasked with resolving it using whatever means are necessary, and I'd like the assistance of the group that I've discovered has already been working on.
The torch.
That is one of the problems.
The slasher?
Yes, he would be a slasher, yes.
I think there are two
the
of them.
accumulation of monsters within the city, though.
Prize to the Lucifuge.
Pardon me, Director Albright. I'm somewhat new to the entire situation here myself as well. I assume, coming from your organization, as he is rumored to, you have a level of actionable information on the individual with the affinity for fire?
Yes, in fact, I have that right here. He moves over towards the table, and you sort of see he reaches down and taps and slides a hand on the table, and you see a glowing section of the table right where you're sitting, sort of where the placemats would be.
Mm-hmm.
And it lights up as an LCD screen, which then
slide the plate,
which reveals to be a touch screen that you can look through and see. The Torch, as he's known, was a recent attempt at reanimation gone awry. My predecessor, who has been dealt with, attempted to recover succeeded at recovering the body of a deceased Lucifuge operative, and was attempting to experiment to resurrect or reanimate, in an attempt to see how much of the satanic or otherworldly power remained within the body. The reanimation experiments apparently went better than expected, as he jerked to life and proceeded to ignite himself. There was no Chiron equipment applied that would have caused this, so as far as anyone who is alive is currently aware, this is an innate power resulting from the subject returning to life. Since then, my predecessor has sent out 2 recovery teams, each of whom have failed, and he himself has been retired.
Do you know that there aren't that many Lucifuge? Do you know the name?
No, unfortunately, there was no name associated with the body, only a location from where the recovery team successfully recovered him from. You'll see that.
What location?
Annotated in the document. William, what location was he recovered from?
It's a gas station that burnt down.
A gas station that was apparently engulfed in flames somewhere in the city.
Well, that's
I am
quite a comprehensive report you have here.
I am uniquely suited to dealing with the problem that this individual presents. I, however, am new to the city. Require assistance in finding and then dealing with this Torch.
Well, of course, without the full contingent being present, I believe there would be a level of consultation that would be required with the other members of the cell, but we appreciate your forthrightness in this. And should we be able to join forces and cooperatively pursue these sort of objectives that you have in mind, what level of involvement specifically are you hoping to perform or have?
Still looking at Drew, though with the sunglasses. Though with the sunglasses on, it's hard to tell exactly where his eyes are pointing.
Yeah, as this is just, continuing in a way that is a completely reasonable response, Drew is still, for a fairly long moment. If you're watching carefully, you probably catch an instant where Drew has fairly dark eyes, probably isn't currently wearing like sunglasses or anything, where things start to smoke just a little bit. Mm-hmm. No actual fire, nothing that would trigger a smoke alarm or anything. Before he very abruptly stands up, motions to the guide dog, and starts just walking out. Lot of tension.
With head tilted to the side, Zero looking at Drew as Drew stands up and starts to walk away. Did you know this lucifuge in question?
He stops. I did. You could say that.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Oh, it's not just that.
For what it's worth, I'm also sorry for the procedures that my predecessor undertook.
You have 1 minute to convince me not to get on the phone with my people and let them know exactly what happened. And you might have a fair amount of influence, but we'd have our own talents, as I'm sure you're quite aware.
Oh, I'm fully aware. I've had my share of run-ins with your people before. Call them, let them know. My job is not to handle the PR response for the Chiron group. My job is to handle the immediate physical disaster present within the city. And I'd like your help. And hopefully, you would also like to help ease the suffering of the vessel that was at one point, I'm assuming, a friend of yours.
Oh, God.
I'm not here to make excuses for my organization. I'm not here to make you feel better or like them. I am here to resolve a problem. Best of my ability. Your assistant.
Fine.
And
Looks to Astrid and Jack. I'm sorry, your character just changed.
Nico.
Looks to Astrid and Nico. Figure out if he's joining us and to what extent. I don't care. I'm leaving.
Astrid is like, before that happened, she's like at Drew's side with her arm around him.
And with that revelation and conversation, since someone, I believe, did need to end on time tonight, that is where we'll go ahead and end for the week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
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 I got a floating M4 sticking out of my head. Got a cacophonous captain always screaming at me. I got the Burger Town blues times infinity. I was the brightest in my unit, got the tightest of training. So why am I down on the range learning basic aiming? I guess I must have got my screws knocked loose in a fight, cause I don't even remember how to aim down sights. Now that the training is done, we're on the chopper to war. Captain Noisy is yelling and telling us what we're here for. The mission is critical with political. I can question it, but I ain't feeling too analytical. Cause a dude on a rooftop with an RPG just sent us spinning around 360 degrees. Like a prepubescent sniper on 10 sensitivity. I spin in circles with a bunch of dudes yelling at me. Cause I'm the shooter guy, the shooter guy. Laws of physics and logic need not apply. Yeah, I'm the shooter guy, the shooter guy. As long as I got my wall, I will never die. fading and my vision's degrading. Through slow motion I'm waiting with the bad guys invading. Look around in the blur and see the bodies and blood. Get control of my legs again and crawl through the mud. Snipers on ledges wearing bulletproof apparel. Why are these idiots standing next to those flammable barrels? Red containers of death, they make for easy kills. They must spend a fortune on the fuel bill. Got a secret vacuum cleaner from my shirt to my pants. Sucks up ammo off the floor straight into my hands. Just gotta walk over bodies, now I reveal when I kill. Teabagging necrotic face for homoerotic thrills. Take a rocket to the face and a shot to the balls, but it's